It just answers a lot of questions beforehand. They don't want to get mixy straight away. They want to take their time and have a more developed series, if you will. Protocol, again, is the most balanced out of a fickle few. So, I have to say, fair play. If they want to go in already, map number 1, hopefully the ARs really find form. Absolutely. Go ahead, my friend.
Well, let's get things started. Newberry Esports versus UT Chattanooga. And I must say, eyes on Chattanooga here to see what they're going to bring to the table against a fairly high-ranked team. Top 8 is no small order. So Newberry looking good coming in through the preseason as well, getting the community rankings up to number 8. They're looking good. So for map 1 protocol hardpoint, I'll be interested to see how both of these teams really come out and play, because this is a map that allows a bit of flexibility with how you want to approach the gameplay, especially in a hardpoint. So I'm just excited to see them get into it and kick off this series, because I think it's going to be a banger, Connie.
Absolutely. And also forget again, P2 Castle Hill and first set rotation is your money for the first 4. But I really know the break-off is going to be commencing with Chattanooga on better side. They throw nades over the top, but unfortunately a team nade in fact creates the overload automatically for Newberry. Hang on a second, Remy. They've opened up the proceedings. Newberry have been caught spotted with their guns down in mid-map, and Red Chase already the first on the point with the first 10 going their way.
I was trying to get aggressive, trying to get something going, but look at those ARs from Chattanooga already frying, able to get some massive picks. Corona with a 2, and that's another 3 down. You've got a route coming from Eternals, but Shinobi right on the ball, able to read the play, able to hear it, and now that's a lot of P1 time getting soaked up. P2 rotations as well need to be looked at here. On the side of Newberry, you can see they're trying to set it up, but it's just so difficult right now with the AR presence that Chattanooga is applying. What is happening, Connie? Already off the rip, just insane amounts of pressure coming from these ARs.
Yeah, they've gambled a lot here on the P1. You can just see him again how the stack is oriented. They've stacked, well, 2 towards ammo, 1 originally playing around hill. However, they haven't focused on spawns for P2, which is where Newberry Esports again can start stacking up their own personal setup with 1 inside of hill, 2 in castle, and 1 rotating from bunker up towards ammunition building. This is actually quite a hard fight to win for Chattanooga from this position, because again they're fighting from ammunition, they have to clear mid and then jump onto castle, and this is where Newberry starts to scale their lead. But the nade usage from Chattanooga is just levels above. They have really done well to keep Newberry off the hill, but again the spawns need to be controlled.
Yeah, Corona on a 6 streak there as well. Unfortunately got shut down, so no streaks will be accrued for him. Sal's now on the point, just trying to soak this time. P2, we talked about money, and we're seeing it here. Red Chase, though, in the back line, might be able to do some damage from up top as well with Yokai in the front. Disgusting stuff again from Chattanooga on the break, and they can continue to extend this lead. Bit of time grab from Newberry. It's not the end of the world, but a good series of hills so far from Chattanooga.
Absolute legend there, Red Chase in the server. His best ever finish in college, of course, was 2nd place in NW 2019. Let's see again this season just how he can perform, and our first real glimpse of the young man right here in Black Ops 6. And I saw a nice white kill for Chattanooga, 50 points accrued, but the spawns, again, a big question mark right now, because Newberry are getting very blessed right now. There's no real person blocking deep for Chattanooga, and the subs are very static. They group together with the AR, they don't really regress around the map, and in Protocol, it is pretty much a fundamental to control your spawns, as Newberry, again, flip them out.
Great from Newberry. Flip was crucial. Elves and Diff now getting kills apiece. Red Chase in the back, though we talked about him before. We'll see it again here. Potentially, never mind. Completely shut down as Yokai goes from up top, and they just keep trying to send bodies in. It's a bit of a stagger, but a nice 2-piece from Yokai. Maybe even a 3rd. Wow! Yokai coming alive now for Chattanooga. And already the tie is in, but Chattanooga getting this scrap time could put them a little bit of front. Going here, give them a little bit of time to try and get this break in towards New.
Absolutely, Remy. Chattanooga are going for the full lot of scrap time here, but Newberry have won the foot race downstairs to bunker. Now, important to mention again, trophies need to be placed down here in this area. Very easy to break from shaft, elevator, and spiral stairs. 3 exits and 3 huge choke points. The one lurking player outside of tank, again, you have to make sure he stays alive. That's your important man, your extra marker that can go back into hill if we were to see a break on the inside. And given Newberry's early 15 seconds here, done well to accrue time. Chattanooga have stalled their push inside the hill because, again, the overload isn't there. Just 2 players alive at a time, and the spawns are so far out. Again, it's the question mark. Can Chattanooga get good spawns?
Eternals just soaking up all this time. And, I mean, what can you really do if you're the side of Chattanooga? They keep trying to send bodies in, but it's so tight-knit that there's really no opening. It finally drops. It's a 2-for-2 trade. The 3rd one as well, but still 1 more player to deal with. It's a 1v1 on the point. Cells looking to try and get the kill, not quite. Corona in, but it's only 13 seconds of scrap that you'll get if you're Chattanooga, and you've got to start worrying about the bigger picture, the macro of the game, and try and get yourselves into positions and grab that map pressure that we saw was so dominant early on in this hard point.
I mean, Newberry, listen, look at the totals right there. A minute on hill already, and we're not even back yet to the second set of rotations. It's impressive stuff so far, but that is the only player really absorbing the time. They're running a system of 3 players outside the hill, and I always say you want at least 2 minimum in there. Start bunkering up, because then you have a bit more understanding of the spawns and a bit more of a pressure read. Because right now, we're seeing a sort of state of play change. Chattanooga are not hunting for kills anymore. They're just trying to isolate 1v1s, whereas Newberry Esports are just allowing Cells this time around to soak time on hill and keep his life.
Yeah, he's trying to play down. He's got the help of the team. Newberry now starting to come alive in this hard point on the second set of rotations. Yokai getting aggressive with that sub. It's had a lot of impact so far. Might he yet again, only able to grab the one. Was the player in time, so at least stops the bleeding here. And Red Chase is able to follow up with the help of Corona to grab this hill and at least grab it at a time. But P2 coming online shortly. They need to get set up in position from both sides. It's going to be a mad dash. But look at number 5, Yokai already getting towards the back line. This could be dangerous. They could flip here unnecessarily, but he's trying to at least cut these rotators off and make this a pretty set win for Chattanooga on P2.
Oh, it's unfortunate, Remy. That route from Yokai has just completely ruined the set flow. Newberry again, commit 3 players towards Castle, confirm spawns, can get ARs posted up. The big problem, though, again, is Chattanooga. Their submachine gun players, as I mentioned right at the start of the game, if they are very, very good and in form, they can, find their way to break onto hills in almost a comfortable fashion. And I've got to say, Red Chase right now just sitting in there, absorbing time. 1v1 again, just for control of the hill. They call in the Hellstorm at just the right time. Buki and Diff plant themselves inside a small 20-point margin, and that Hellstorm is all to thank for.
Yeah, you can already see how split the stats are as well. Like, this is very even in terms of the matchup. We're having back and forth breaks, 3 pieces, 4 pieces coming out. And, you can see no clear dominance from a single player. This is all teamwork from both sides. And it's very interesting to watch. I mean, I've got to say, the hard point so far, not letting us down in terms of our expectations for this matchup. Chattanooga still trailing by 20 points coming into P3, but they've got the positioning. They need to wrap this player up top. Eternals will make his position known. Needs to grab a few kills here if he's going to make an impact, but so far, it's a great hold from Chattanooga.
And they've kept the lives as well. There's a prominent overload on the map right now in terms of non-traded kills. Chattanooga, don't be tentative here on the cast to curse Connie. They've got spawns this time around, which is fantastic, but a nice north side route from Newberry looks to upset that, and 2 more to add pressure to the front of the hill, creates a lovely timed break attempt, and there's actually sort of isolating the 1v1s here. It's Cells and Diff with the final 2, and they're collating more and more time here. This 20 seconds is huge scrap time. We're still at a stalemate of a 5-point game, and Chattanooga are throwing all the bodies they can from the respawns in this hill. All Newberry needs to do is keep it white and hold for rotation to new and get the ARs posted up high, Remy. That's their key.
Wow, that's a massive series of engagements that we've seen from Newberry. And they've not only got that little spawn trap in, but they've stopped any rotators from coming in and breaking this hill. Corona, though, has something to say about it. Does grab a nice 2-piece. So now it's a 1v1 between Yokai and Cells, but unfortunately, Cells too hot on the SMG and will continue accruing this lead for Newberry. And you can see all these players trying to stack the front and brute force themselves away in. Got these subbies to rat them out. Red Chase able to find 2, maybe even the 3rd here as he tries to slip inside around this point, but not quite enough. There's too many of those red players are in, and Yokai still fighting. Each player staggering towards this point, and they do come out on top, but so many bodies, it's just pinstripe back and forth trading to see who comes out on top.
And they finally finish off the exchanges. 20 seconds of scrap time here is all to play for. A majorly contested hill, Remy, and we are literally seeing Chattanooga just go toe for toe for Newberry on time. And look at the setup ready for Newberry have adopted not to go for scrap time on this one. They're pushing towards turret ready for a setup, and 2 Chattanooga players already, Shinobi and Corona, are just sort of flirting with the idea of taking engagements. The stealthier you are, the more room to breathe, but Buki has cleared top ammo and brought a lot of map control for his team.
Chase still up top, still trying to get these ARs out of position. Does spot him in the window, though. That's 1 kill. Now looking for the player on time. Nate comes out, some utility usage, but the AR too good from Diff. He continues to soak up that time, and this is time that Chattanooga cannot afford to give up. See them trying to set up towards these spawn traps, maybe cut down these players, but really you have to focus the time because every single play that they're trying to make is just wasting their resources to try and break this hill. As you see Red Chase, he just gets a freak 3-piece, so they do break on in, but I don't know if that was the most strategical game set. Works out for them. They're able to get some points, and now they need to worry about P2.
Oh, lovely set of kills. Red Chase is the main proponent to that, and they've got time. Again, it's just scrap time for Chattanooga for the last 3 hills, and Newberry get the first 20, leave the remaining 20 contested, and then it's just, you know, what can Chattanooga do? Rotation this time around, a huge 1v1. Red Chase and Eternals, the first 2 players onto point, as now it's Chattanooga touching time.
Low spawns from Newberry as they try and break on in. Red Chase still. Halbert Shinobi now trying to hold this point, but it's not enough. 3 players dropped. There's 1 player left. It is going to be Yokai in the middle of the map trying to get something done. AR in hand, only able to find the 1, but Corona's there for the help, and there's only 1 versus 1 on point, which is an easy kill for Red Chase as he gets on in, and Chattanooga break. This is a crucial break right now. Chattanooga cannot afford to give a money heal up. We've seen how good Newberry is on the P3, P4 setup, so they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to finish off this game.
It's been a massive map so far from Red Chase, just conducting the team, leading the orchestra, and keeping them in this game. What once was Concord Maroon's boy is now Chattanooga's man. And it's just an all-white scrap time hill, and Yokai's left to pick it up. And look at the setup on Newberry. There's 2 players grouped in from Newberry, 1 lurking on the outside, and a very deep hold from Corona. This is a blocker that could flip spawns.
That's a make or break play here from Corona. This could end right here for Newberry if they wish, if they can hold, but 3 players strike. Corona's still in the back line as well. The spawns flip, so they are close. There are players spawning in mid from Newberry, but this is Chattanooga holding the point so far. The break comes back in, and now 3 kills follow. Chattanooga drop. Shinobi with a nice 2-piece though as well. He gets 3 actually as well. What the hell is happening in this match? But Chattanooga still not enough players, not enough bodies to try and break on in, and now Newberry can end it here.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, listen, one last gunfight and Cells is only adding more pressure to this. A dive. Oh, my goodness. They're still falling in through the front. Chattanooga, they're still going. I mean, this is crazy. 20 seconds of scrap time and a 10 spree for Cells. Oh, my word.
Has the Hellstorm in the back pocket, Connie. Can use it if they need. Finally, we see Chattanooga on the rotation here for P4. They need to lock this in. We've seen how much of a money hill it is for Newberry. Sal's still on that 11 spree, going crazy right now. Make it a 12 almost momentarily, but it's a break clean from Newberry, and that might be the nail in the coffin, Connie. No one there for Chattanooga. Sal's ends it on an 11 spree, 30 and 22 with a chaotic KD. Yokai slides in with 1 second to spare. I don't think it's enough. Red Chase able to get 2, but it's not quite.
Oh, what a finish. If it wasn't for Cells in that P3 in the transition, my goodness me, it would have been a 249, 250 game regardless. That man single-handedly put the team in the backpack, confirmed so many trades, and now moments again where he shouldn't have been alive, stuck on 40 HP for the last 3 gunfights, but just moved like an ice skater. Worked around the hill so perfect. And the teammates, again, enough time for them to move and rotate with. Just bought all the insurance policies needed. And Newberry, wow, what a start. They kick off 1-0 against Chattanooga. And I couldn't think of any more praise for Cells than that hard point right there.
Yeah, and I got to give credit to Eternals as well, I believe it was. We missed the streak. I for some reason, didn't see it, but he got the Hellstorm off screen.
Yeah, that's how bad. We're so sorry.
Yeah. Look, we're not professionals at our job, clearly. But still, regardless, that 1 Hellstorm or that 1 cruise, whatever you want to call it, versus the game, but they drop it on that hill and it's a break, and that could have been the crucial streak that really broke Chattanooga's chain of events in that middle of the map. I can't remember what point it's on either, but it really catapulted Newberry into grabbing those chain of hills. And I think they got costed for it a little bit. And you can see there as well, the gap that widens towards that P4 hold that we saw, time and time again, really. So crazy stuff. But all credit to Newberry. We go to a search and destroy shortly. Connie, that was a crazy first map for the series.
Way too intense. And of course, just to highlight again from this line graph, the 1 overtaking margin here was in between the P2 and the P3 on the first set of rotations, and from there Newberry did not let the lead slip. We see again a huge gap, at least now on the P4 in the second set, where they did accrue 50 points from that hill, which again, maximizing the money hills, I'd say, is sort of the one time Newberry did it. I mean, both teams were fighting for 20 seconds on hill. Mainly the scrap time was Chattanooga's, but in terms of actual macro gameplay, Chattanooga, for the large majority of the first two rotations, they were outslaying. They were hunting for kills. But Newberry have better control of the spawns. I've been repeating it throughout the map in terms of where they can, start to create the lead and escalate, because that's where, again, in the hard point, if it's this close, one team eventually takes a huge lead and then runs away with it. Newberry just kept the spawns. They kept the spawns. Chattanooga tried once at the very, very end to block inside of ammo. And then all of a sudden, Cells just switches on. He was 18 in 22, and then all of a sudden ended the map 30 in 22, which is just a huge increase in performance. And I've got to say, for Protocol, yeah, definitely man of the match.
I got to say as well, Chattanooga at the start of that game, their presence and their map control with those ARs was something to behold. They were just playing so well when it comes to it. So, tough scenes for Chattanooga, but at least they have plenty of time to make that back. We have a search and destroy on Vault, I believe, and followed by another protocol on Control. And I got to say, these teams very evenly matched. I think Newberry just really inched them out on the individual side of things, just slightly. It was just those streaks that came in, those sprees from Cells and Eternals, respectively. And we had some good moments as well from pretty much all the players on Chattanooga, as well as Newberry, but it just wasn't quite as impactful as those plays. And that's just, it's just how it is. Sometimes there's some plays that work out more in your favor. Sometimes it's not as much, but we're going to be heading to a Vault search and destroy, I believe. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, these teams love to get in on the action. They were pretty AR dominant from the side of Chattanooga, but we saw Yokai with that sub, and they were dominant with it, Connie. They were
There's
not
no real denying it.
Down.
There's absolutely denying it, because in terms of what we saw there, I think Red Chase had a very, very good instrumental role in Chattanooga's approach to it. I mean, again, probably the lead sub player, probably the entry.
Yeah.
Still put up a +5 in his, eventual KD. But I just see the way the team moves across the map, and there's always one next to him, and then there's two island players in Chattanooga in the respawns. And those two island players, again, with the roles as loose and as free roamy, one of them has to be coordinating spawn blocks. Another one, again, just sort of has to be a filler if a teammate were to die, because, again, they create this hole punch system where they're just trying to break out Newberry in the states of play when they've really spread out. We just didn't see that much of that, all the time from Newberry. They were pretty much a unit. They already had, rotations locked in, and they'd have a setup straight away. Didn't really see Chattanooga in any of the hills have a static setup, or even just people coordinating X holds and watching the corners. But the re-clearing was fantastic. So that's sort of like the caveat in the end, I'd say. And in the Vault S&D, re-clearing, pretty much the main fundamental, I'd have to say, that Chattanooga can come in with and have more confidence than Newberry. If they do have Red Chase involved in the roster, it makes a bit more sense again to allow him to be more of a free roam in this map and just have coordinated set nades. We're hoping to see from Newberry and from Chattanooga just how good they are of utility off the spawn. But as things really do break off, again, Newberry currently 1-0 up, and they are going to start as one of the attacking side. Two players drop down south, set nades go high.
Well, map number 2 underway. Let's see how Chattanooga are going to kick off here on the defense. Trying to get aggressive, but it's going to be Newberry just swarming with all their players, and now leaving Shinobi in a 1 versus 4. Can the Ninja do it? Let's see.
Oh, I mean, just a picture-perfect finish, and he's hanging off the ledge, posing for a photo. I mean, there's only one way to describe that kill. Newberry Esports just obliterated Chattanooga on the opening round. Wow. I think, in terms of breaking it down, both teams committed to stairs. Again, it's just a foot race in the end. We did see Newberry just slightly escalate further onto the high ground. But, I mean, it's just one of them things where they're trying to take these gunfights with 2 barrels against 1. They're grouping together quite tight. The set nades from both teams, nothing really connected, no information given from the stuns as well. So it was kind of a free-for-all, not really a round that you could draw conclusions to tactically, but you could definitely have a nice, a nice thing to say about Newberry and their confidence from the last one transitioning to this map. Once again, the break-off's very similar. More of a spread from Newberry this time.
Yeah, I mean, similar strat that we saw in the first round from Newberry now on the side of Chattanooga. Nets them the first blood. So Shinobi able to grab that kill onto Cells. Now setting them up nicely for that advantage. But Eternals playing the trigger discipline in the corner, able to get 1, maybe the second here. Not quite the turn that they were looking for. And Eternals able to even things up now, 2 versus 2. Still a player as well, aiming at him from pool. Be a big 1v1. Yokai as well, now trying to work on the pinch. But Eternals looking for the ace with a 3K so far and a 4 streak to boot. Now 1 versus 2 for Yokai.
Oh, he's wrapping around the outside, and Eternals is just glued to this position. And I can understand why, again, because Diff has the angle in the info call, and Yokai's route, again, is actually very susceptible. It's been spotted, it's been tailor-made, it's been relayed. Eternals can now just stay static, plant himself inside the site, And Diff can just distract. 30 seconds left. This is quite a long game of cat and mouse. And with bomb out of hands, again, Yokai's got a lot to ask for here, but can retake the perfect kill. Oh, not the chance there, though. Not the finish you wanted.
Nice round from Eternals. I mean, you got to give him credit where credit's due. Playing in that corner, nice trigger discipline. Yeah, just unfaultable, really. Individual play there that comes out swinging for Newberry and sets them up nicely for a 2-0 lead, 2 straight. Unfortunate scenes for Chattanooga. I think they really had the right idea there. Just didn't clear the corner, which is something that's underestimated, I think, in Call of Duty.
Yeah, there's no real chance to actually sort of give that the high praise it deserves. But I just think in terms of what Newberry had to do there, again, it was a simple 1-2 set piece. Eternals, again, staying planted. Diff, all the pressure on him to get the information call. And then it was really perfectly. Well, there's some around Chattanooga are really bunching up towards site. Oh, the set nade is not a good one.
Oh,
they actually killed 2 inside. It's an immediate overload. A 3v1. Oh, Eternals. Plants a beautiful Semtex. And it's Yokai playing around the outside, lurking, and only spots 1. Remaining 2 are inside the point.
Look, man, if I'm the side of Corona, or the teammates of Corona on Chattanooga, we're having a word. Because not only has he done it now in this round and costed them 2 lives, and potentially a 3rd if he's hit another teammate, he also did it at the start of that hard point. I don't know if you remember. It was the first break-off. He's thrown a nade and just absolutely eviscerated someone off the map. So I think look, man, I don't know. He should just go to non-lethals or something because it's not working out for him.
I think the ideas, again, were just practiced a lot in scrims and even in nade school. Again, just the jitters are getting a little bit too much. There's a long hold on the fuse for that nade. And he was timing it to try and get it into top balcony. But again, just a late second there and 2 mates are dead. Now they're going to spread out this round. They're fanning a little bit too much here, Newberry, but look at Chattanooga trying to win the foot race down towards A, and that first blood is drawn. Corona out the picture, bomb still in hand.
Turtle's still in that 6 spree as well, and he's not afraid to get aggressive, considering he's a pretty high-value target right now with that streak. Yokai, we're going to try and make the play, get this player out of that top building. Shinobi will be the player to do it. Now they try and swing this towards B, and it's a free plan. No one here from Newberry as they set up towards this post plan, Connie.
And Chattanooga, again, have spent all their utility. Nades and stuns completely gone. No one's holding on to it, again, for any information clears. It's still 3v3. And Newberry Esports have held on to quite a bit, so they can really re-clear the 1 saving grace of Chattanooga's setup here. They've planted 2 in Palace, 1 more in the adjacent building. Red Chase here has got a perfect flank opportunity. But again, a 1v1 to win. If you were to control the time, Shinobi finds the exit.
Yeah, great kills. Now it's all up to Bookie. Not going to happen. Fortunately, Chattanooga now taking that round, getting themselves on the board and also clawing themselves at least a little bit back in this search and destroy so far. Newberry, we talked about their S&D prowess before this match. We're seeing it here in action. 3-1. Chattanooga, though, at least grabbing the round.
And from my eyes in general, I mean, fair play. In terms of the 3v3, though, I was really concerned in terms of the actual utility and just, you know, the fundamentals of making sure information is always available when you're holding to 2 usually after your break after stuns. I mean, they just have great map knowledge and even player awareness. Knowing, again, that it was going to be a heavy re-clear, they just had the opportunity to look around and just 3 straight kills clean from Newberry. Oh, Chattanooga this time around, though. They actually split primarily in mid. Opportunity again to try and flank deep, and it's a really, really aggressive set play.
Yeah, you can see Chattanooga now applying all that pressure towards mid. Fortunately, not really netting them much value. Already losing a player, Yokai, the first blood. Red Chase really hunting this player down, refusing to take the shot. Finally does. If falls, Corona on the second as well. So now 2 versus 3 for the side of Newberry as they try and get themselves back in this round. Bomb is down, however. Now 34 seconds on the clock for Chattanooga to break.
Oh, needs to equalize it to 2v2. Bookie's been tagged up. Chattanooga take control of the site. Oh, this is very dangerous now. I mean, time to check again is very difficult when there's a body blocker and they can safely stick it. Oh, this is really rough. Everyone's wiped out from Newberry, and Chattanooga moves onto the site at just the right time. Newberry actually, again, planted it in the 2v3, then got away. Chattanooga right behind them, took control of site, a body blocker, a diffuser, and then 1 lurking around mid again to fill the gaps. I mean, that's the man advantage curse right there. And again, Volt's always key again to have the 1 player up against your opponent. It's just so punishing when you know what the set strategies are, when you know how important it is to control pool, control Tiki Bar, and then have the rotating player on balcony. I feel like, again, it was basically a 1v3 from the get-go. And now we go towards round number 6. And Chattanooga have got 2 on the bounce here, a lovely bit of form picked up from them. They collect bomb, take it straight towards mid, and Newberry covered the south side of the map like a hot rash.
Shinobi on that force spree, trying to extend it here. Does get very aggressive though, and If is waiting. Does get traded immediately by Corona, and Shinobi as well, finding one more player. Will be under a bit of pressure as well as Red Chase dropping off screen. Now you start to see the bodies falling, and Chattanooga left down to one player. Corona making this clutch maybe a reality. Not quite. Newberry shut it down and extend their lead once again, 4-2.
And that was a fantastic round from Newberry. I think the set play to send everyone to the south side of the map and then watch the players over-aggressing from the break-off on Chattanooga's side. I mean, they got them 2 free kills. And then again, once you lose 2 players in a heartbeat, your instant set play is completely changed. You have to react to it and then change your direction. And already, again, in correspondence to what did Newberry do there, they just stayed still. The players after the 4v2 was immediately announced. They just held their guns up, Chattanooga panics, and the round was converted. It's just a lot of reactive plays here, and I'm not really seeing much proactivity. We saw a lot of nages in the first few rounds from Chattanooga. They've really honed it back in, and what are Newberry doing in this situation? Trophy down, no information can be given, and again, they just hide. A wonderful idea, no information is given straight away, and it's a very, very nice slow start to the round as that first blood is drawn.
Red Chase, the first victim of this round. Eternals going to go down into the bottom vault area, and I mean, this is where he thrives. We've seen it. The ace was here, and it's probably going to be here again. Let's see how it goes. Shinobi looking to try and make that impossible. Grabbing one more kill as well. 3v3 in the post plant. 34 seconds left, Connie, for them to work with as they start to swarm this pool side and maybe find the entry. You can see Diff, though. He's working on a route behind them. He might stump this play before it even starts. There it is. Shinobi drops. Diff in the back as well. The help comes in from the sub. Now Corona dashing for his life. Gets spotted by Diff. 19 seconds left for Corona, and that will be all she wrote for that round. 5-2 match point for Newberry.
I mean, an impressive set play. The opening of that round, though, is, again, so based on utility. But the stun checks going through for Newberry, I think their break-off would have looked very different, and it could have been a Chattanooga round. It was just given the actual arrow pathing and the races against top balcony, they're just so key to the win conditions for this round. And I feel like, again, if you really are going to start going into more player development, again, Eternals, really in top form. You can't deny just exactly what the importance is when it comes to him holding his life and then coordinating off of these man advantages. The set plays and the Sentexes are placed beautifully, and Chattanooga just running headfirst into them, as now they just actually opt to go to the south side, ready for a head-on engagement.
And Bookie can try and get in here. Very awkward series of engagements, but it's all right. It's getting traded back and forth. Yokai finds 2 Eternals, also finds 2 off screen, and now Cells and Diff trying to take on Shinobi and Yokai. Very, very difficult situation now for them in the post plant. 40 seconds that they've got to work with as they try and hunt down this one player. They isolate the 1v1, or 1v2, sorry, then take care of that last player from Chattanooga, and that will be the map. A very dominant S&D performance from Newberry, and kind of what we come to expect from them, Connie. Looking good, looking solid. This is their bread and butter, and they showed it.
Oh, I mean, Newberry, fair play. Before the S&D were more of Chattanooga's backyard, especially given just how they were, you know, tactically coordinating themselves in the hard points, and it felt like they were, you know, communicating to a higher level. That S&D, though, just pure map knowledge. And instead of Cells, it's actually Eternal this time, really taking up the mantle in terms of leading the team and leading by example. And it's good to know that Newberry have got such a star-studded lineup. The different players can pick up that role at different times. There's a huge X-Factor aura that I'm already sensing that really carried over from the kickoff tournament. Really saw glimpses again when they're against top teams like St. Clair's, Mars Hill Esports. Now, in the actual start of the season, that time from then to now, the last 2 months have just been perfecting their craft, and already a 2-0 start. Really impressive look.
Well, we'll have to see if they go 3-0 shortly. We're going to go for a small tech break, get that stream fixed up for you guys very, very shortly. We'll be back with some more CCL here shortly.
But I would have to say they really do need to have something in the tank. Some sort of like secret tactic we didn't know about, and for certain players to step up. I mean, Yokai again is a fantastic router, and we saw again in the protocol what he was trying to accomplish and the way he was trying to cut the map. Again, it was a little bit too deep for my liking, but again, if you can get someone with him on the rotation, I think it might just fix their problems temporarily.
Last round on protocol, and look at this strat. All 4 players going down bottom now, trying to hit that bottom route, and they find one, trade out immediately. But this could be very dangerous now if you're the side of Newberry. Not really sure how to deal with it. They lose some players. Now the full stack on B. That's the first tick. Cookie, though, coming in with the sub now, trying to get them ratted out. We've got a lot of kills to work with. Shinobi are only able to get one throughout all that madness. But at least the tick comes through for B. It's some sort of value gained, even on lives.
Absolutely, and then it rotates towards A wonderful pick from Eternals. We saw the strategy there from Chattanooga. They just start committing forces. You know, they rotate it on-off per point. They go to B, they die, they go to A. But Newberry has already read that straight away, which is incredible telepathic memory from the map. And again, it's a minute left on the clock. Still 7 lives gone from either side. And Chattanooga have got tons of work to do here to get back onto a point. They've restarted Red Chase again on A as an island. And Newberry really are starting to split up a little bit here. So in terms of setting up a trap, this is optimal. But in terms of getting them off the points, they really are soaking up a lot of time in Chattanooga. A is completed. B now is at 2/3.
Yeah, massive stuff on that B zone. They do need to cap it shortly, though. 44 seconds. Not dire times, but definitely need to try and get on that point, which they are now. Almost halfway through that last tick. Bookie now trying to trade it out. Big kill from Bookie to stop that last tick from coming through. You've got a 1v1 coming up here shortly. It's going to be versus Shinobi, and he does drop. So they stop B for now. They've been working on A in the meantime. That'll also get stunted here shortly. And Newberry doing a great job of defending all of these threats that are getting put on them throughout this map.
And Sal's now started to aggress up towards Grandma's. And this is very interesting because it's just a play again to distract from the overall objective. Chattanooga down 25 seconds. Have to get a full tick now on either B or A. And then they can extend the timer. This is a problem with the strategy again. Split ticking, runs on the clock, have to win the trades, turn it into a team deathmatch. And what are Chattanooga doing at this point? Well, Sal's is still in the power position here, controlling the lane, and they're forced on the inside, where the sporting players of Newberry will meet them head on.
Wow, I love what Red Chase is doing there. He keeps hopping on that B zone and then just kind of like baiting out that top player from Cells. And it's just causing so much chaos here. And you can keep working away at that tick. No one's regressing it. So now the final one coming through, they know exactly where Cells is. They can stack it and they get the last tick. So now you're on 4 ticks for the round, halfway through that A zone, and you're only down 2 lives. You can probably work at it as Yokai gets 1 more kill to boot for Chattanooga.
Yeah, it needs to stay alive, though. His teammates are just respawning, and look what Sal's is doing again. He's still maintaining power positions, though. Red Chase gets the all-important kill, opens up the north side of the map, and now Newberry Esports have to put players there. Oh, the respawners are really close, though, towards Shinobi. You can just see how the spawns now are starting to change. Newberry now can predict the pressure. Ooh. Oh, that's a beautiful free.
Kills.
6-5, have to get A, and split spawns for Newberry might be the awkward flank.
Was that player in the back? He did get spotted. It was Diff. He's trying to reroute all the way through, but he might not have the time. They stack the point. There's 2 on now. The second tick through, looking for that third, but not quite. Diff makes his position known, and he's on a 4 streak, and he cuts down these players. So now 2 lives left for Chattanooga. Not looking likely that they'll grab this. It comes down to those lives at the end of the day, and Diff is on the hunt. 20 seconds to work with. If you're the side of Chattanooga, Red Chase is going to drop, and now it's all up to Yokai in a 1 versus 5, essentially. Gets onto the point, but I don't know if you're going to get too much done here. Newberry shut down the round, but I must say, a very nice attack from the side of Chattanooga.
And they really adapted to that map on the fly. You know, there were situations, again, where we were looking at the 9-12 deficit, and we were looking at just how they had to find important kills, because 25 seconds left, not a full tick converted, but you spotted it straight away. A player was just, you know, dipping in and out of B, holding his life. Players then started to make a heads-up situational play, all grouped together, found the important kill onto Cells, opened up the timer, and then the momentum switched drastically. We actually saw a state of panic from Newberry, and it wasn't until in 5-5, 2 players stacked themselves in Grandma's, controlled the situation, and then cut off the spawns and found the kills. Wow, an intense finish for the first round going to Newberry. They're only attacking side this time around. Chattanooga commit towards mid, dodge set nades, but stuns thrown straight from Newberry over towards the top turret.
As well, still in that 4 streak. Something to keep an eye on. Eternals doing some nice movement there to take care of Shinobi. Now they open up that B zone. They're going to try and get themselves in. Diff as well now pushing forward, trying to continue that streak. No one's really giving it up. Eternals as well now on a 4 streak. So a lot of streak threats coming through. Red Chase with a massive gunfight there as well to take care of him. I believe it might have been Corona. And still just so much damage they can get through. Still Newberry with the lives, but no real progress being made. First tick on A at least is secured.
And they've really split it well here. Red Chase is actually in a position where the block could come in and is also not moving. Oh, there we go. Thank God. He's actually in the server. Oh, panic averted. I mean, Newberry right now, again, are just holding positions. Important kill, though, for Red Chase to clear ammo. Now being a distraction, and he's just really dancing around. Newberry Esports in the most fashionable way possible. They're spawning on the northwest side of the map, and Chattanooga can cut off the lanes.
So naughty from Red Chase there. I don't even know how he got away with that kill. Still in the back line. They just forgot about him, I think. Maybe thought he was dead. He gets one, maybe even a second here. Massive from Red Chase. Continuing to apply this pressure. No one from Newberry able to get through. His routing is superb. One more for Red Chase as well. Now on a 5 spree, wrecking havoc in this back line. No one can contest him, but that A zone, that's what they need to focus on now. You've got Red Chase cutting down these plays. The rest of the teams need to switch on, get rid of this point. I don't know if they'll have enough time. He's trying to make himself known, but he's on that 5 spree. Doesn't want to lose it. Bookie, however, trades it out, and you've got Shinobi trying to get aggressive. Nothing coming through for them, and it'll be an A zone cap. It's more time added to the clock and a life advantage for Newberry.
But Newberry got so much confidence off the back of that tick now. On the respawn, the Diff didn't book it towards A. He actually long routed around B and through Castle. So now you're seeing a large amount of red over towards B. And Chattanooga, given the split on the map and the line created across B, have got at least a perfect parallel. So it creates Newberry again in a nice flank position, but no overload anywhere on the map. You're forcing now Cells to try and group together with Eternals to break onto point. The timings, though, have to be well orchestrated, and they're doing fantastic.
We're trying to hold. They've dropped 2 players here from inside Chattanooga. Both players in powerful positions to stop this B zone from coming through. Off the spawns down, Shinobi able to pick up 1. He does get touched, but Eternal's in a very awkward situation. He tries to dance around this middle hole, but yeah, it looks like they'll be sent back to the spawn. Lives now in favor of Chattanooga slightly. They're going to try and even things up, but 40 seconds to work with on this B zone. No one really close. All up to Eternals in that back line to try and open things up. And Bookie as well, trying to get in aggressive with that sub. Might do enough damage for them to get that opening threat onto B.
And look at the way in which he tries to process the information. Even if he dies in bunker, his teammates have literally got every avenue covered. Diff wins 2 crucial kills in mid. The trades equalize, but look at the map control. Newberry have got 3 players alive in this current moment in time. The spawns are very deep in the south side of the map. Now, stick a player up high. This is a very unfortunate position where Chattanooga can just fly in with subs and do well. The player in Castle needs to hold his life. He's the cut-off man, and this is where now you start to predict the kills. Information's been given freely.
Oh, they tried to swarm the point. I don't think it's quite enough. 2 lives now remaining for Chattanooga. 18 seconds on the clock. 1 tick for B. Newberry now need to send all their players. No respawns for them. Corona pushed up. Needs to grab this engagement. 1 more in front of him. Does find it as well. It's going to be Corona finding a massive, crucial 2 pieces. Red Chase now plays the little snake angle. 2 versus 1. Cells drops, and Chattanooga clinch out the round in a 2 versus 4 fashion. Still 5 tick apiece. But I think the lives might come into play if we see another round like that. And so far, an explosive control from both sides and kind of what we come to expect based on that first hard point.
And Chattanooga this round looks so much more confident. And it was, again, Red Chase opening up the map from the north side. Newberry got gifted spawns from 2 players alive on Chattanooga. On the south side, straight into A, got a full cap. And it was really in the closing embers. A 2v4 finish. Chattanooga stopped that. That's absolute filth. And now we go towards bunker for the opening thing, and Chase nades himself. But hang on a second, Newberry have the advantage. It's the nades, they strike again. They just don't hit anyone else but themselves.
I think Chattanooga needs to be banned from these nades, bro. They are just not coming through for him. Another team kill, luckily on himself, so he can only be mad at 1 player. But Diff now pushed up towards Halley. He can continue to apply this pressure through the left side of the map and make this a bit chaotic for Chattanooga, but a nice kill there. This grabs 2 kills, and Eternals awkward on the prone, but does find 1, trade out immediately, and this could be an opening that they need. Bookie in spiral, now trying to get through and maybe still make himself a nuisance for Chattanooga, and they had no idea he was here. Does make himself known. He might get in a little awkward engagement here. Tries to play on the side, not quite. And that'll be a 8 zone that they've swarmed in the process. They might actually stop it here in the last tick for Corona with a crucial kill. The contest now in. And I don't think they quite had enough firepower there from Chattanooga to get it, but a crazy series of engagements nonetheless.
And Newberry have to be really proactive here as well. Clearing time 1A, have to push towards B in case the spawns have actually been blessed. And this is now creating a really awkward paradox where Chattanooga again can wait for 5 seconds off spawn, regroup, and continue. They've now converted A 2-life deficit though in comparison to Newberry, but this is a very lovely route here from Corona. Had to win the 1v1 though, because then it would force Newberry away from point to try and hunt for the player. They still have full control of the remaining zone. They're starting to flood towards the north side here. And if you look at the arrows as well, positionally speaking, they're trying to trap Chattanooga. 1 player slipped through, and that's Red Chase, and he's going for a long route here. Newberry can start farming lives here. It could be 18-8 in a minute unless Red Chase gets back in the action.
Yeah, Cells as well, just continuing continuing to stay alive here is so difficult for Chattanooga, and they're just draining their lives, their resources they can use to try and attack this B zone. Bookie now jumping on the point, looking to try and rat out this play towards Radio here, maybe? Not quite. Corona able to at least find that. Sorry, Shinobi. And yeah, look, the lives just aren't quite there for Chattanooga. They need to get on this point and have a solid hold here if they're looking to try and get themselves in this round, or at least win the round. The team nade again, man. What is... It's Corona. It's Corona again for the double team nade, I think.
Red
Man,
Chase.
that's 3 times. He's trolling, bro. He's trolling. Someone get this guy off the nades, bro. What is happening?
An 8-10 game has turned into a 5-10 game, but they have got a full stack here, and it's against the clock. One break from Newberry Esports, and they can get time. This is really close now. 1/3 left. They break onto the time. Oh, stand away. They can re-aggress, but this is such a close opening, and a 2-10. Oh, Newberry, they've set up now. It's going to be a really rough finish.
Yokai still trying to do some damage, but they're left at a 1 versus 9. Sorry, no, it is Yokai. Man, it trips me out every time. Still trying to play his life. 16 seconds left on the clock. Maybe trying to do some damage. Maybe accrue some streaks. Don't really know where this is heading. Does get caught. And Chattanooga fall. But another 5-tick attack. That blitz on the B zone was pretty legendary. And I don't know, man. If that team name wasn't there, maybe we would have seen an attacking round win from Chattanooga. But 5 ticks apiece. So that's 10 ticks to the side of Chattanooga. 5 for Newberry.
And I feel like, again, what we're seeing from Chattanooga is they're trying to overcompensate here on these defensive rounds by allowing Red Chase to roam a bit too free. The one condition that I've noticed from the last 3 rounds is Cells loves playing inside of ammo, and he loves getting high with an AR. But again, positionally speaking, from this round, he wasn't really necessarily taking the lane with the AR. He was actually just, you know, boxing himself in with a submachine gun and clearing every corner and winning the camera fight. Now, in terms of how much that impacts the overall score, I mean, round for round, it actually makes it more challenging for Chattanooga to break out spawn, and they get stuck in this mental blender where they feel like they can't take their usual lanes or routes, which is so damning. But this time around, 2 opening kills, a full clear in mid, and this time Newberry Esports have got to answer a lot of questions.
Well, Newberry, they have the advantage. They have a lot of time to work with. We've seen this before from Chattanooga. Getting in the back line, trying to apply that pressure. Red Chase is going to be that player. Unfortunately, was Corona. Unfortunately, does get caught. And you can see these players now trying to set up, getting those power positions that Chattanooga have been successful in before. But a lot of players starting to stack that A zone. The help is good from the ARs, and I don't think they'll get much done here. Eternals does drop. So already a very nice round from Chattanooga, just continuing to drain that time and make sure that they can't get much pressure in. Only 1 player on the A zone, but they are pretty far away from it. Might not be able to stop it, and at least worst comes to worst, you know you've got 5 ticks to rely on, so as long as that B zone is in touch, that's what they'll be focusing on this round with the late 4.
Oh, this is an awful trap right now. Lucas on the north side of the map. Oh, big open. Chase, though, has got a few players to his right. And in terms of actually getting lives off the board, I think, Chattanooga, they mistimed the trap. That was almost optimal for them. Could have farmed 5-6 kills easy, but when Newberry break out and they take positions, it becomes a problem. Look right now towards A. Diff, taking control of top ammunition. Very crucial again for clearing turret. Now watching for the castle spawns as well, but it's really a huge split because, again, in Protocol, when you take control in mid and ammo, your spawns flip around straight away. It's an awful block, but I tell you what, for Newberry, they find more time to read the pressure. They adapt so well, Remy.
Showed me in the middle of the map. A little bit caught off guard. Not really much protection here, but he's happy to play the angle. Help with Yokai as well, off screen. Grab 1. You can see the shots coming through. Rest of these teammates from Newberry trying to get these kills, but just Shinobi able to go that kill. And these attacks, these waves just aren't quite coming through for them. 1 player does slip through the back line. It is going to be Diff, and we've seen that he can have the impact here for Newberry. He's done it before. He might do it again, more than likely. And you've got another play yet to deal with, that does come through. So 50 seconds left on the clock, and Newberry down a few lives. It's going to be a tough break.
Yeah, challenging as well. Because of the kill that Diff failed to get, it forced all of Newberry to instead go from B straight to mid. Chattanooga already were re-clearing that area, so the gunfights were as expected. The first dominoes have fallen. Red Chase has cleared bottom bunker. Forces to get another position from Newberry Esports, which is not direct towards the point, but rather fighting for map control again. And on a life deficit, it's just not the right ideas. They're panicking so much. Shinobi's really opened up on the south side of the map, and a trap is forming.
Yeah, already beautiful work from Chattanooga to try and end this round quick. You don't want to get those ticks. Corona in the back line. They do find the break that they were looking for. Now everyone's stacking. 4 players in. Corona with the world on his shoulders. Fire spree for him. Not quite coming through. And you've got 2 ticks maybe here momentarily, but it's going to be Yokai coming in with some big kills. Shinobi with the third. Now 1 versus 7 for Cells that most likely won't come through, but he might be able to get the second tick and it might come down to lives. Not quite getting there. So Chattanooga secure that round 5 defense and look like they might see a map 4 here. Don't want to quite jinx them. Cast a Curse is a dangerous thing to meddle with, but great series from them so far. I mean, they've been on the back foot. Sure, the search and destroy, but the hard point and now the control. I think Chattanooga deserve to at least get one more opportunity here.
Oh, we can't deny when we just overall from watching this entire map, it probably has been one of the best controls we've watched so far in 3 months of Black Ops 6. Fantastic play from both teams, and really interesting to see how their different play styles complement, and again, you know, mistakenly so, kind of disregard the point. But I really think in terms of what can Newberry do in this situation, again, Diff is in the impact positions. He wins half of his ones. He loses half of his ones. But Chattanooga, again, they over-rotate. This time around, though, they've adapted well. They've actually stacked it straight in mid in the defense. Newberry, though, again, and all teams have won the attacking side. So will it be a repeat, a 5th concurrent attacking round win? While Shinobi's opening points here is just creating all this space in the map. He routes towards the north side, Remy, and this is an immediate trap attempt for Chattanooga to get the life advantage.
Yeah, you can see those arrows trying to move. Does get stunted, though, so no one really having much success. Trying to go towards this B zone now. Switch that attention over. Cells will fall for it. And unfortunately, for the side of Newberry, they're only able to go into A. At least they get some players in. A sub for Bookie on the point. It'll be an awkward position to say the least, but you need that help from the teammates, and Newberry is coming in with some answers. 3 drop, the second tick is in, potential third here shortly. We've got Red Chase now coming up top, able to take that position, but it's just too little too late. Lives are even. B zone is free. 150 on the clock, Connie.
Now, look at this direct line on the north side of the map here from Newberry Esports. They are looking in one direction. No one's rotating towards bunker. No one's looking for the cut-off high. Chattanooga, though, are being very static in this position. They're throwing stuns to clear information, and now they start to pounce. All these are beautiful cut-offs, and it's a perfect 3 kills. What can the Turtles do here? Nothing. It's a full team wipe. They now read the spawns perfectly. 1 player either side. Red Chase and Corona in tandem. Look at this line. They want B fenced off straight away. Newberry can't punch a hole.
Yeah, they need to lock down this building. That's exactly what they're going to try and do. Red Chase on a 5 spree now, looking to try and continue this shortly. Might get caught here. If trying to get around, a bit too focused on Red Chase, really just driving his attention there. And a 5 and 4 for Corona and Red Chase respectively. Fortunately, Red Chase does get dropped. Corona still alive, looking to try and get these streaks and end this match off with a bang. But the lives not quite good for Newberry. They're going to try and make this B zone push anyways. All it takes is that 1 break, and they might have it here, Connie, as they gear up to take on B.
What a perfect nade. Trophy down as well from Red Chase. He's going to hold down this island here on Castle and just fence Newberry away. Oh, that's the important one. Only 1 kill.
2.
That's perfect. It's a completely red hill. They have to stack time and read the spawn. So much pressure on Buki to actually cut off the kills here. And Chattanooga funnel through Castle.
Colonel still trying to stay alive. 2 ticks through. This could be it for Chattanooga if they don't stop it. Red Chase, though, with a massive 2. Shinobi as well, or Yokai, I should say, helping with the third. They regressed that second tick, and that was kind of the last valiant effort from Newberry. They had everything right. They had everything secured, but it just gets fumbled once again by the man of the hour, Red Chase, and Corona now getting a nice 2-piece in the back line. It is just so awkward for Newberry. They have no lives to work with. There's 1 more wave at max. Shinobi's in the middle of the map, and they have got 20 seconds, but it's just all Shinobi shutting everything down. No one close to the point. Red Chase gets caught a little bit off guard, but I think that'll be it, and we might be seeing a map 4 here, Connie.
Oh, it's on the cards. 1 last player alive. Diff taking the French timeout. No possible way to convert 9 kills in that short of a window. Chattanooga, they clutch up in the control. A beautiful defensive round, the only defensive round win in what has been an attack-sided slugfest. And there's no better way to put it. Shinobi, 41 and 34. 3k damage as well. The final kill cam. I really have to say, that was one of the best controls I've ever watched, Remy. You can't deny it. 5k damage for Corona as well. Almost unheard of in the modern day game.
Yeah, impressive scenes from pretty much everyone, right? Like, it's pretty rare that you see a series where not only is everyone from one team pulling their weight and making big plays, but everyone from both teams having their moments and really shining here. So it doesn't surprise me that they were able to, edge out the third map win from Chattanooga. Now coming on to a fourth map, Skyline Hardpoint. Very interesting. I don't know how I see this going. Like, it was interesting on the protocol. I think that Chattanooga will be a little bit better on the Skyline Hardpoint because I think that they can't get caught as much for doing their really elusive plays that they like to try and go for on protocol. We saw it in the first hardpoint. We've seen it a little bit here, but you don't quite get the same impact because the spawns are all the same. But we saw those spawns flip a few times from Yokai or Red Chase going in the back line and trying to make a play, but it kind of cost them down the line. I don't think we're going to see that on Skyline, so we might get Chattanooga taking us to a map 5, which would be very interesting. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. The series kind of deserves it. Saw some people hoping for a reverse sweep, and the brooms might be out for Chattanooga as they try and take us to a map 4 here and continue fighting in this series. For now, though, we're going to go send it to a quick break as we get the fourth map underway. Do not go anywhere because we have some more CCL up here shortly. Map number 4, Newberry up 2-1. Looking to try and take it here. Chattanooga still trying to stay alive, and already P1 underway with some heavy gunfire towards Newberry as they grab some big kills.
Yep, Cells isolates in kitchen, and now, again, Diff isolates on the point. This is interesting to see Chattanooga in this position. Again, they actually broke off really well, but now they're trying to focus more on spawns as in the previous hardpoint, which is a nice adjustment to see. They realized again that they were close and competitive in the protocol. Skyline definitely should be a bit more of a Red Chase, Yokai kind of vibe, and I'm really excited to see just how they can play around the situations, because already Newberry is setting traps here in Hot Tub, and they've got these beautiful crossfires as well to ensure kitchen is locked off.
Yeah, unfortunately for Chattanooga, not focusing on those P2 rotations as well as losing a majority of this P1 time. So already a great start for Newberry, and Diff continuing to soak up this scrap is just even more dangerous for Chattanooga going forward. But P2 online, they're all set up. Some good kills come on back from some players isolated, but now 2 versus 2 as they try and push the point. It's not going to be an easy task for them.
Yeah, Chattanooga are fighting for control of these spawns through piano, and still, helipad is the one place you have to block from in order to gain them. And look at this actual line through the middle here. It actually creates a nice parallel between kitchen and between bedroom. So this is a nice attempt here for Chattanooga. They can start breaking the hill comfortably. They start again just hunting and isolating his kills. A big one to win for Yokai. And now again, it's still going to be paralleled. It's just Newberry control at the last second. Touches time. That's going to be Eternals. Spawns are still held. Scrap time can be theirs.
Yeah, unfortunately TK there for the side of Shinobi, but now we go on towards P3. Rotations now starting to come through. Cells on a 5 spree, looking to try and get towards the back line, catches his player off guard. That's 6. Now one off of that Hellstorm. It'll be very, very awkward as they try and rat him out, but I think the spawn's not quite going in his favor, and P3 will be theirs for Chattanooga. So the first rotation we've seen won, maybe they don't quite get there as Cells pops the 8, gets the Hellstorm in the back pocket, as well as a massive break and a 9 as well for Cells, just shutting everything down for Chattanooga.
11-2 opening, fantastic. That results in a 60-point lead. I mean, the P1, again, they absorbed so much time, held P2 spawns, the perfect opening sequence. And Chattanooga, already at a large deficit, have to start getting control of the map. And as we say, Skyline, always fighting for control, never really in control. Newberry are breaking the trend.
Yeah, this is a dominant performance. Another 4 down. You've had streaks from Bookie. You've had streaks from Cells. You've had streaks from Diff. I think even a streak from Eternal there shortly. So everyone from Newberry frying yet again. Everyone on the ball. And you can see it. The score is not lying. 100-point deficit now for Chattanooga as they try and gear up towards New. And they do have the rotation at the very least. They've got one player to deal with, Bookie. He'll be swiftly dealt with. And now they can try and lock in some time. They need all of this hill, ladies and gentlemen.
Eternals is doing a lot of work to try and ensure the break. And hang on, he's actually won back spawns. One last player to deal with in Bath. And yes,
no.
look at this execution from Newberry. A wonderful break attempt. And they've got a player as well in mid. That's going to be Eternals. He's ensuring that they have got not just time as well, but cells. He's actually pushed up so far. They can make sure the spawns are deep. But this is really where they're doing so well. They're holding on a player, constantly blocking. This is a perfect setup. 100-point margin now. They're really running away with this.
Yeah, I was completely wrong about this matchup here on Skyline. I was expecting Chattanooga to have a better time, and it's much, much worse. So much more dire than I would have expected. The kill feed just stained with that blood red as they hunt down all of these players from Chattanooga time and time again. A respawn simulator as they are sent back to the spawn every single time. It is brutal. Eternals in the back on the 7. Another Hellstorm. Why not? Trying to flip around for another one. And it's just highlight reel after highlight reel for this Newberry squad. You got Bookie in the back. So close. Not quite. And it is brutal. 34 measly points for Chattanooga right now. No signs of life. It's a flat line.
Oh, this is Newberry though in a really tough position. They've actually not read the spawns. They've all really popped up outside of bedroom. A wonderful effort from Diff, but Chattanooga simply overwhelmed with numbers. They control P1, need to get a full 60 on this, and they're setting up to do so. Players stashed away in kitchen. That's going to be Red Chase. Has to win crucial 1v1s to ensure they can hold a crossfire, and Newberry have got the funnel.
Chrono in. Trying to get some damage, but the rest of the team just drops as well as him. P1 online, P1 getting soaked, P2 rotations, we've seen it before, it's destined to repeat itself. Eternals just continuing to make impactful subby plays. They still have streaks in the back pocket if they wish. 20-8 from Eternals, 20-5 from Cells, a 4KD. What is happening to this Chattanooga squad? No answer to what they're putting forward.
No real regards. Diff's the last player lurking around the back line, has no idea where the reclear is going to be, and it's still a wonderful last grasp effort for Chattanooga. They've got the player blocking spawns. Eternals needs to be dealt with, needs to be shut down, and they just about get away with it. Oh, this needs to be a full 60 again. P1 was great. P2 needs to even better to even scale back from this deficit.
Okay, hold on. They get P2 here. Maybe we can make an argument that they could get themselves back in it, considering they get the rotations in. An unfortunate break, so Scrap will go towards Newberry. We're going to have to see some pretty good hardpoint here going forward. Red Chase with some nice picks. But if they win this rotation, which Red Chase making some big plays on the map, another one for him as well here, it's massive for the side of Chattanooga to at least start getting some points back on the board and stop themselves and grab a little bit of pride in this match, because 34-1, whatever it was, 70, was not great for him. And we're seeing some fight back here at least.
Oh, lovely. They've set up a hole beautifully. The spawn stuff aren't locked in. Eternals holding an awkward position means that Newberry spawn in bedroom and the round helicopter as well. Oh, there's pressure from all angles here. Buki, the kill feed is red. Diff picks up the time. Oh my goodness me. 200-point margin again is what they look to cross. A push from Piano, and Cells playing a dirty off angle is set to shut them up. And it's just, again, the numbers are way in favor of Newberry, and it's just picking up time and setting up these beautiful holes.
And they have rotations towards you. We see them break in. We see them hold. I mean, so much value out of all of their gunfights, all of their lives. They're trying to break on into the point, at least contested. I don't know if that's the greatest strat, but Corona's at least able to pick up 2. Cells is here waiting for this push on in and the rotators to come through. The Hill now going offline, and you've got a lot of kills to come forward. Cells still playing his life. A big stun. The help comes from over top. 3 players drop, and Newberry taking this map by storm. No one yet to really do anything from Chattanooga except for that last point. And Pookie pushed up. Might just be the nail in the coffin. Newberry absolutely shutting everything down from Chattanooga.
Unbelievable finish. Red Chase is the last grasp effort, and the 1v1s just aren't equalized. Newberry hold on to spawns, and they're sure to lock this one up, Remy.
And this is do or die now for Chattanooga. What was a great series ending very, very anticlimactic. We can see them breaking on in, stalling momentarily. But you've got Cells continuing to wreak havoc, just not making it a feasible option. Look how hard they had to fight for even a bit of scrap time. Red Chase in the point, trying to play his life. No one on the rotation. They haven't had historical good P1 holds, and they're just delaying the inevitable at this point.
Oh, Newberry. They get the last second. P1 is uncontested. Look towards Cells for 1v1 here. Opens up time. Creates a beautiful margin now for Newberry. The crossfires are in, Remy. It's a wonderful close. Newberry, welcome to College COD. You open up the win column, your account on your first match of the season. And what a fantastic finish. Cells Eternal combined 65 kills. And it's just a way you want to start your College COD season.
Yeah, and if it's any consolation, you know, Skyline, highly debated map as well as probably Protocol and a lot of the other maps. You know, Chattanooga, really not a good representative of what they put forward here in this series on the control and hardpoint. Search and destroy, sorry, maybe. But this hardpoint, all Newberry, 37 and 14 from Cells. Wow. I mean, we saw that the rankings were, the community rankings was 8th place towards Newberry and 14 towards Chattanooga. You look at some of those maps and you're thinking, wow, the disparity is probably not that far. You look at a map like this and you're thinking they're worlds apart. So yeah, look, a lot of stuff to work on for Chattanooga, but at least they have the whole season to develop. I mean, that's the beauty of it. We talked about it at the start of the series, and I'm sure I'll bring it up many times throughout this CCL regular season. You know, these teams have a lot of potential to increase their capabilities and to improve, and Chattanooga will be a team that I will definitely be keeping my eye on going forward. However, Newberry just looking too good, too solid, and playing some wonderful Call of Duty here today.
Absolutely. I mean, Cells and Eternal, the entire series just shut everyone up, and it really was a picture-perfect performance, already informing the first week of College COD, starting off in the win column. I mean, it really is just now Newberry again replicating their form from the kickoff, the S&D kickoff. They finished top 4. They played against St. Clair. They really showed, again, the top 5 teams what they want to try and achieve this season, and I really think it's just a fantastic showing and a great account, okay? I mean, listen, with Chattanooga, one thing to learn from this series, again, is that their veto and map pools expanded drastically. We only saw again that Newberry, one key asset when it came to the vetoes, no Hacienda for them. It's an automatic ban. If you find a way to sneak it into a series, maybe they're susceptible to it. That's all I can see so far from the opener, but I really think in the maps that they did play today, it really was their best picks.
Yeah, they play great COD, and there's no dispute about that. But for now, we're going to get things started with our next series. So we're going to have to send you guys to a break as we get things underway. But still, 2 beautiful matches of CCL for you guys today. So do not go anywhere. We'll be back as we get those matches underway.